The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Actions directed by the Federal Reserve alter the purchasing power of our money. And that purchasing power is always reduced. The dollar today is worth only 4 cents compared to the dollar that the Federal Reserve started with in 1913.
Think about that. The amount, about 80% in value, the dollar has gone down. 80%. And then they keep printing and printing and printing. And that kills our economy. And when you go to the grocery store, you wonder why the $100 you used to use to get a bag of groceries, you get a quarter bag. It has to do with the Federal Reserve. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country off the Wall Street Radio Network. You know, the market continues to go up. We still are in this Trump rally, as we call it, the euphoria. And why? And the reason is Europeans. They're coming over here and they're just jumping into this market. They see the yield on the 10-year Treasury continue to go up, and they just can't help themselves. There's nowhere else to, we're putting ourselves out as we have the best economy in the world. And they've been selling it. And we don't. It's so simple, we don't. There are right now 1,148,000 fewer Americans working today than the day he walked into the Oval Office, Obama. Do you know jobs pay 23% less today than when he took office? That's right. Most jobs were paying $61,000. The same job right now, you get paid $47,000 because there's so much demand for a good full-time job. They can drop the pricing of it. It's unbelievable. There's only 47.7% of adults in the United States working full-time. Isn't that incredible? But when we hear these people on CNBC and all these other outlets tell us how great things are, everything is just really good. Consumers really, solid.
We've been on a roll in this economy. We've been creating a lot of jobs.
See, we've been creating a lot of jobs, but they won't tell you that they lost 1,148,000. They don't want you to know that we have that 1,148,000. And I'm talking about jobs that pay $60,000 to $70,000. Those are gone. But he doesn't say that. Because, their job is to get you excited, get you go out and spend. Every radio, TV program you see is based on advertising. You can't get on the radio unless you have advertisers. You can't get on TV unless you have advertisers. There's only really six advertising agencies. Think of it this way. 6 people control all what we hear, all what we see. Think of it that way. 6 medias. That's it. They all been combined. And when you take the 150 richest people in the country that are part of the 400 richest people who own a private company called the Federal Reserve, those 150 people control all the media. And there's only about 6 parts to a media now. That's it. 6 divisions. Think of it that way there. So what they do is they got to get advertisers, they got to be the cheerleader. CNBC has to be the cheerleader. Fox has to be the cheerleader. And what's amazing when you listen to the Fox Bulls and Bears on the weekend, and most of those people are newsletter writers, when you go to their newsletters, they say something totally different in their newsletters than they say on TV. It gets me. They'll say something about a stock, talk about G. Oh, yeah, I think G's great. It's going to go up. Oh, yeah. And you go look at their newsletter and they say sell. Because they're not going to be invited back. unless they pump, because if they don't pump and advertisers don't spend dollars, there's no TV program. It's amazing. 53% of all U.S. workers make less than $20,000 a year. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? But this guy and all these all these TV programs just drive you nuts what they tell you. Everything's wonderful. No, it's not wonderful. Trump is going to try to make America better, and I have never been so excited about the stock market that I am now. I'm very excited about it, and I'm excited about this country. But he's going to have a real headwind. The biggest headwind he has is inflation. Inflation, I talked about yesterday, is not 2%, as we're told by the Fed. It's 10%. And now he's got even more inflationary programs he's going to put in place. His biggest hurdle is to be able to get out there and borrow more money. He's got to borrow more money to build all these roads and the infrastructure. And as they say, there's a ceiling limit right now. He can't borrow. They got to get Congress to raise the ceiling. But even if they do, and they will, interest rates have to keep going up to cover that interest. But interest rates are going to hurt America going up. Look at the credit cards. People have 5 credit cards, and they keep rotating their balances from one credit card to the other. Can you imagine they'll be raising rates on the credit cards? People will buy furniture on installment, those installment plans. You know, the ones that, don't pay anything for the first 6 months. And then when it finally kicks in, your interest is 12%, 14%, it going up. So there's no choice. Interest rates have to go up. That's how you tame inflation. But we can't absorb interest rate hikes right now. So we're going to get this pumping and cheerleading how great the economy is, starting with more than a 3% GDP. There's no 3% GDP. The real GDP of this country is about 1.8% this year. Not 3. That's a joke. It's all manipulated inventory numbers. In 2013, of 953,000 jobs, just to give you an example, that Obama created, 77%, or 731,000, were part-time. And that trend has continued right to 2016, the same average. 77% of every job you hear on a Friday is crap, lousy jobs. Obama has done so little for labor, especially the middle class, than any other modern day president. You know why? Because of savings. He won't let people save. He punishes savers. Savings goes to productivity, not to consumption. You know, we got to get into our schools and teach kids about how important it is to take responsibility for their own retirement. Yes, we do. I don't send them to Latin class and French class and all these crazy classes. Send them to a class where teach them how to take a checkbook and balance their checkbook. Teach them how to balance their checkbook. Never mind Latin. Unless the guy is so smart he's going to be a doctor, what do you need Latin for? Wouldn't it be better to put him in a classroom for an hour and say, here's a checkbook. Here's how you write the checkbook. But more important, it doesn't mean that you run out of money when the last check is gone. You gotta start saving, because saving is so important. Right now they're being told, consume. Listen today.
We've been on a roll in this economy. We've been creating a lot of jobs. Looks like all the ingredients are in place for the consumer to do well here. Retail consumer back in this market? Are they interested in this market now that the Dow is soaring again?
The Dow's soaring because of stock buybacks. Are you kidding? And retail sales are going up because of credit cards. We're going back to the year 2012 with credit cards. We never seen so many defaults in credit card payments as we have back in 2012. We're right there again. We'll be right back. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, let's go to Stock Corner.
The Phil's Gang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxVest 1000 Stock Charts.
Okay, the market, as I tell you, we're going to be in this range as we go down towards the Friday jobs. Okay, the Friday jobs are not going to be great. We don't have great jobs. You can't have great jobs unless you have great savings, because when you get great savings, that's where small businesses go to get their money. Small businesses don't go to Wall Street. They don't go public. Small businesses have to go and get their money from savings. But there's a problem. The government keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. To pay for their expansion, they run deficits. In other words, they spend more than they take in. And then what they do is they offer to the folks, hey, come and buy 10-year treasuries, buy our debt, get 2.3%. compared to what you're going to get at the bank, 1/10 of 1% or 3/10 of 1%, or even 1/4%. So they've driven the money away from the banks to government. So they're crowding us out. So if I want to go to the loan bank and get a loan, I can get a loan all right. But a business loan, they're going on 8%. No, not 0%, not 2% like a mortgage on a house. They're going to want 8% on a business loan. So that's why businesses aren't growing, because they're being crowded out. Every time government spends more than they take in, which is $1 trillion a year, they lie to us and tell us it's about $850 billion. It's $1 trillion a year, because they don't tell you about the hidden stuff. And that $1 trillion a year, they have to sell that. And they sell it by selling treasuries, offering 2.3%, 2.2%. So why would you put your money in the bank? You don't. You don't. So let's look at some bank stocks today. Banks, first of all, what's amazing to me about banks, and people don't even realize this, we have 25% of our banks right now should be shut down. They're totally insolvent. Our 10 largest banks, half of them are insolvent. They're being propped up. But it's banks that lead the stock market. And when you buy a stock, you got to make sure. If you're going to be in a stock for a long period of time, if you're going to be in a stock as a position trader, say 5 months, make sure that the bank stocks are going up. If you have the bank stocks going up, then at least you know, okay, that you got a positive trend. If bank stocks are coming down, you don't have a positive trend. The other thing you look at is small and mid-cap stocks. The symbol is IWM. These are all the little tricks I teach my gang. IWM, small mid-cap stocks. And those stocks, they do not depend at all on income from selling their products in Europe. So when the economy when you start seeing the dollar go up, you just get the chart, UUP, put it on any chart, you can get a chart free. And put up UUP. When you see the dollar going up, you know that all the companies like in the S&P 500 are going to have trouble. Or the Dow 30 going to have trouble. Oh, sure, they go up for a while. It takes a long time. Remember, a stock is like a steamship. It takes a long time to turn. It's not a speedboat. So when you see the dollar going up and you see IBM going up, you see McDonald's going up, don't be fooled. That's why you want a chart that tells you when, okay, if I'm buying IBM, I want a chart that's telling me as it's going up, I want to make sure it's telling me when the institutions are pulling their money out. That's with any stock. But the point is, there's so much buying in stocks right now from Europeans because their economy's so bad. They're looking for yields. Everybody's chasing yields. So they come over here thinking, oh, we're the gravy train. And so they're buying stocks. That's why our dollar keeps going up. So you'll see a stock going up like IBM or Caterpillar that should not be going up. But you get in these stocks as long as you see the institutions, the hedge funds, the 401k funds, the pension funds, the big banks, as long as they're getting in these insurance companies, as long as they're buying the stocks, going against trend, that's fine. But you got peace of mind to know that those aren't going to stay. They're not going to continue to go up because they can't go up against a strong dollar. IBM can't go up against a strong dollar, or McDonald's, because they can't compete overseas. So as soon as you stay with them, and then as soon as you see red on our chart as a sell indicator, you're out, and you know it before anybody else. Isn't that nice? And then you make money shorting it. There's a lot of stocks like that. Then get into your small and mid-cap stocks. A good one is PLCE. PLCE, that's a good small and mid-cap stock. That has done terrific. Matter of fact, for those of my gang who follow it, it turned green. Get this number here. This is amazing. It turned green on November 4th from red to green. It was a perfect buy. It was at $72. Now it's $104. Still green. A 44% increase. And you can see it on my chart. It turned green. 44%. Now, on the chart, it indicates you're at a point that you got to start taking profits. You start taking profits. Because, see, each stock has 4 sectors to it, 4 stages to it. We call stage 2 and 3 is where most of all your money is made. If you make your purchases between stage 2 and 3 in a stock, your consistency in earning money is about 80%. That's right. If you don't do that, and you're buying stocks outside of stage 2 and 3, that's why 80% of people lose money in stocks. Because you got to be buying in the stages where you have the highest probability. See, stock buying is probability. What's the highest probability that Goldman Sachs is going to buy Children's Place? What's the highest probability that Morgan Stanley is going to buy it? Or the hedge funds are going to buy it? Well, it shows up on your chart. My charts, the one I designed. So there's over 40% gain. Now, banks. If you take the banks, they've been just ripping because they ran the banks up artificially. So to set the tone, hey, look at this, the banks are going up. Start buying. Unbelievable. We'll be right back after these messages. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? Isn't it time you take control of your investments? For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true, right? So why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. Buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated, so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264.
I absolutely think Trump's election catalyzed certain sector moves, and maybe you got a more of an accelerated and a magnified move in certain areas. But by the way, the stuff that's led, the stuff that's done the best, is also the stuff that seems like people were underinvested in. So essentially, everyone was caught too defensive in general and too defensive more specifically in areas like the deep cyclicals, maybe the financials as well. So I think all that stuff played out. But if I told you 6 months ago, Scott, that the third quarter was going to grow 3.2%, fourth quarter's on track for 3.6%, earnings recession over, top and bottom line turning higher, high yield spreads do nothing but compress even more, and we see the Fed clear to hike in December, and the market seems okay with that, I'd say sure, I think the S&P should be up 7.5% year to date and 3% since the election. Why not?
Why not? Because of savings, you idiot. Why not? Because of savings. Savings goes to productivity. Productivity goes to higher wages. Higher wages goes to consumption, durable goods. And when you look at the durable goods order, it's not there. 10 straight months of contraction because we don't have savings. Look, you can look at any bank, take Morgan Stanley. One of the banks I told my gang about today just turned green. Think about this. Morgan Stanley was going up from $32, give this to me, Jared, from $32 to $39 or $40. I'm sorry, $32 to about $38. And here's the beautiful thing. My chart told you not to get in. So it goes up 18% with a warning not to get in. Did your broker call you and tell you? Did your planner call you and tell you? Did your money manager call you and say, look, don't buy Morgan Stanley. I know it's going up. But don't buy it. Isn't that a wonderful thing? The technology can tell us when there's a head fake in a chart, a head fake rally. See, everything is front-loaded.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect. So I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses. China's going through a transition. It'll take a while to affect itself. But what's new there? There's no news there.
So everything's front-loaded. Isn't it nice? Now, if we started out around $32 and it was green, terrific. But guess what? It turned green. It turned green about on November 16th. And it turned green at around $39. And today it's at $41 today. So I got a perfect 5%. So my gang, who deals with Morgan Stanley, and each one of my gang members, I tell them you got to have one of the major banks, one of the major 5 banks in your portfolio. So my gang members with Morgan Stanley, they caught 5% from $38 up to 41% when it turned green. But you're going to say, well, gee, didn't they miss from $32 up to $40, $32 to $39? No, what did they miss? They missed risk. It was telling you the institutions were pulling their money out and it could drop at any time. See, everybody thinks you got to get in a stock when it's at 32 and you got to capture it up to 38. No, if the money's being pulled out and the stock is in question, that's called high risk. That's called risk on. Why get into something that can collapse on you? How many times have you bought a stock and you worry, oh, it's going to collapse. Oh, I'm afraid it's going to go down. Well, today's technology, you don't have that worry. I'm showing you right here. It turned red at $32, and it stayed red up to $38. So 32 to 38, you're going, anybody else would look at it and say, oh, I'm going to buy Morgan Stanley. It's going up. I better get in before it goes higher. My gang waits until it turned green. You got a higher probability of the stock now going to 58 from 38 than you had from 32. That's right. That's how it works. It's all about money. And again, these banks, when they lead, that's good news because the market will go up. When the banks go down, that's bad news. And that's when you start switching over to small mid-cap stocks. But it all comes down to again, it just drives me crazy, these people. They just keep telling you how everything is wonderful when our young kids need to understand before they graduate from high school, it's all about savings. It's all about savings. It's not about credit cards. Before someone graduates from high school, they need to understand when they go off to college and when they graduate why they can't find a job to pay off their student loan. They all go think the college is going to get a student loan. Oh, everything's going to be great. Everything's terrific. They graduate. Then all of a sudden they're living in their parents' house. These kids in high school got to be told before they get that student loan, you know what you're doing? You're going to get debt strangled around your neck the rest of your life. And not everybody should be going to college. You're better off taking a charting. Just learn how to read a chart. You'll make more money reading a chart and investing in stocks through charting you'll ever do, unless you're going to be a renowned scientist or brain surgeon. But 80% of the kids who go to college, what are they're all bachelor's degrees. What good are they? The air conditioning guy that comes to my house and the electrician that comes to my house makes more than most lawyers in Sarasota, Florida. That's right. In Sarasota, Florida, we have so many lawyers in this city. So many parasites, okay, in this city. That's all a lawyer is, a parasite, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable. Everybody thinks they're rich. There is more lawyers than there's cows in Vermont. It's amazing. They're all scrambling to make a living. The air conditioning man makes more than 75% of the lawyers in Sarasota. The electrician makes more than 75% of the lawyers in Sarasota. They're all scrambling around. Okay. See, as I say, if we can teach our kids before they graduate where their wages come from, understand that before they graduate, why wages are stagnant. Savings is where we get money to invest. But the problem has been too little savings because we're punished for savings. Our president has punished us for savings. By the way, you see what he's doing? He is going to leave us, right before he leaves office, he's giving us another, I forgot how many, thousands and thousands of more regulations. It's going to cost small businesses $100 million a year. Imagine. Unfortunately, what little savings we accumulated under Bush and under Obama went to consumption. Baby boomers is a great example. See, it didn't go to expanding our production. See, it didn't go to output. If it did, it would have grown our economy, increasing our incomes, increasing our standard of living. But the savings, what little savings that was accumulated, never was targeted to grow the economy. Instead, it went to debt, consumption. See, the reason baby boomers are having a difficult time with retirement, and our kids should be taught this in high school before they're allowed to graduate, boomers need to save more of their income, spend less on fancy restaurants, sport cars, big rims on their Jeeps, all these electronic gadgets, designer clothes, all this crap. The kids have to learn before they graduate from high school, if you're going to spend all their money on this crap, and you're going to keep consuming, and they give you a credit card right out of the gate, you're going to be like 72% of the people in this country who have more debt. And then when you have debt, you're a slave. There's nothing worse than having debt. You are a slave, a total slave. You have no freedom when you have debt. You don't. Your whole life, you go to bed at night, you wake up in the morning, you're worried, you have debt. You have no freedom with debt. It just consumes you. All you have to do is take a little of that money, instead of buying rims and spinners, put it in the S&P, exchange traded fund. We'll talk more about that when we get back. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grande and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market, and you can do this this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays.
Okay, yes, Open Line Friday. Don't forget, I'll put your stock on my chart, show you what's going on, help you with it. I have an idea that I think for my gang, and if you join the gang, you can participate. Put it on your chart. TLT. When the market starts coming down, or the dollar starts dropping, we're going to have our gang members buy TLT. It will go up. This is a terrific way to invest against the dollar, but you got to wait for it to come down. So join the gang. Try it for 1 month. Follow TLT with me. Just try it for a month. It's red right now. The minute it turns green, I'll tell you to buy it, and we'll start tracking it. We'll track it together. Okay, so just join now. 877-600-GANG. Just try it for 30 days. See if it works. See if you get a comfort level. See if you get that level of, oh, God, I don't have to worry about the stock market collapsing. I don't have to worry about I'll be out. Phil, have me out. TLT is a wonderful opportunity. Another great opportunity, if they start raising rates, is to start shorting Duke Energy. Duke Energy is going to go down. It's going to fall like a flying crowbar. But I'm interested in getting you to join just to follow TLT. And for you young folks, if you really want to put money away and stop buying all this crap and the gadgets and the spinners and the Jeeps and all this, just buy every month. Just put a little money away and buy the basket of the best stocks in the world. The S&P 500. There's hardly any fees. Don't go into a 401k. You young people, if you're going to go into one of the biggest scams in the world, 401k. All you need to do is buy the basket of the 500 best companies in the world. Then put it on a chart. And as long as it's green, you stay in. Nothing could be easier than that. Nothing could be easier than that. Look what happened when we bought gold stocks a year ago. Over 100% gain. Now, I'm not saying every one of my gang members made 100%. Some made 200. Yes, they did. Some made 20. Some made 10. Some made 40. But at least they had the opportunity and the comfort level to know through the charting if all the institutions were buying GDX, a gold mining exchange traded fund, they had the comfort to go in. But more so than having the comfort to go in and purchase a stock, you have the peace of mind. You don't have to worry that all of a sudden you're going to wake up one morning and it's down and you lost. Those days are going with technology. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. So, bottom line, he discouraged savings. Bush, Obama, they discouraged savings. They didn't want savings. They don't want us to save. See, they want all the money to go to government, to expand government, not save. Why do you think they dropped savings down to so low? 0.25%, if you're lucky. So that you'll go buy treasuries to buy their debt. So when they're spending $24 million a second more than they're taking in, they load that on us. They sell it. So nobody's saving. Isn't that crazy? It's unbelievable. You know, I hope Trump gets rid of the Federal Reserve. Wouldn't that be something? If he get rid of that, what a bunch of gangsters. That's killing our country. It's killing you every time you go to the supermarket. They're only taking care of themselves. The Federal Reserve does nothing to take care of us. Have you got any of that 0% money? Have you got any of that TARP money? Have you got any of the stimulus money? No. It went to all his buddies. It always helps the 1 percentile. That's what it's all about. Help the 1 percentile. But look, I can't make you rich. I don't make anybody rich. I make them aware. I give them the best tools. And I guide them. And if they listen to me, they use my tools, they let me guide them, then they create value. But they're the ones that actually create it because they learn. In the technology I give, I have my MV1 chart for people who want to be active, what we call swing trading. And then I have the MV2 for people who are so busy they don't have a minute to invest. They don't have time. They don't want to learn. And that's for long-term investing, what we call position trading. And that's so beautiful because if you're a busy person and you know you got to save money, you know you're not going to make money in savings, you know you're not going to be able to retire on your Social Security, but you certainly can do it in the stock market. Isn't it a wonderful thing to know every day we wake up the stock market is rigged to go to the upside? Think about probability. It's all probability. Do you know when you wake up in the morning, you have about a 70% probability the market's going to go up compared to going down? All you need now is a piece of software that you plug in that tells you where's the majority of the people going. Then you spot it. And I help you with that. And I show you, oh, they're going to go into Intel. Oh, they're going to go into Microsoft. Or better than that, they're going to go into they're going to go into the consumer staples. So you start seeing it go to XLP. That's an exchange traded fund where you can buy all the consumer staples. Or they're going to go into the industrial. So you buy an exchange traded fund, XLI. Metals and mining, like last year, all the institutions were going to metals and mining. So all you had to do is buy a basket of metal and mining. Don't do one, just buy a basket. You're spreading your risk, XME. But you can buy a basket of healthcare stocks, XLV. You can buy metals and mining basket, XME, industrials, XLI. You can buy materials, very important. Or how about retail? You can buy XRT, basket of you own all the retail stores. That whole sector, you own a little bit of each one. And then you put it on the chart for people who are so busy. And just look at it once a day. You'll know when to get out, it'll turn red. It's so easy. It really is. Again, I'm not guaranteeing you anything except you're going to have peace of mind. That's what I will guarantee. That you don't anymore worry when you're in a stock, oh my God, I'm not going to know when it's going to go down. I will also guarantee you you're going to get good bonus stocks. I guarantee you that you're going to know clearly from me what's going on in the stock market. Every day, That $39, I have more people say, Phil, your $39.95, even if I don't go in stocks, is valuable to me because of what you tell me, what's going on in the economy. You're always right. And you're always ahead of everybody else. I have people from all over the world join the gang just to get the information or my interpretation of what's going to happen next with the economy. I have businessmen tell me that. Phil, I don't invest in stocks, but I listen to you because, and I join the gang because of your insight into what this economy is doing, and you get through all the garbage, you get through the Rubik's Cube of information, and you simplify it so that I can understand it and I can apply it to my business. But I always say to them, well, why don't you make some money in stocks too? Do you know that copper stocks have been unbelievable? Do you know copper stocks have been one of the biggest performers? Unbelievable. If you look at copper and you just go for, it was at $10.39 back on October 26th. You know what it is today? It went to a high of $16. A 53% gain. All you had to know is when it turned green, and we told you when it turned green. Now, I'm not saying every gang member got a 53% gain, but some got 10, some got 15, some got 20, because they knew it took green. And these are people who are working all day long they're working. And their kids come home, they got to cook, they got to pay attention, the father's working, the mother's working, but they know they're not going to retire on Social Security. So they buy a little copper. But you know what? When they go to bed at night, they're going to know when to get out. And guess what? Today is the first day it started to turn red. So now we know in advance, after making that gain, we slept at night, and now we're going to get our warnings. We better start taking money off. Who else does that for you? Nobody. You can do that with the stocks that you like, that you use. Starbucks, Darden Restaurant, Cheesecake. Check it out. Phil's Gang, 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call, 877-600-GANG. It's $39.95. Invest in yourself before you invest in the stock market. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.